from the throne. From Ottawa, here is Peter Mansbridge.
It is one of those spectacular fall days here in the nation's capital. Chilly temperatures, but sunny skies, and in the background, the Gatineau Hills, where the colors have changed from green to red as we're deep into the fall here in the year 2004. But of course, it's not the weather they're talking about here today. It is the speech from the throne. Traditionally, this is a day of much pomp and pageantry. Usually on days like this, you see her, especially nice weather like this, you would see the Governor General arriving in the open landau, the horse-drawn carriage. Not on this day. She's in a limo, and Don, that's not by accident.
No, the Prime Minister has decided he wants a lower key opening of Parliament, which is really odd because when you're opening a new Parliament, the first session of a new Parliament as this is after an election, usually that's when they pull out all the stops and have all of the pomp and circumstance that they can organize. Sometimes for a second session in the Parliament it'll be less so, but this time around the Prime Minister for some reason has decided he wants to be low-key, and that's been kind of controversial. But anyway, that's what he's doing.
All right, well, here is the opening vice-regal salute. And with that, the vice-regal couple head into the Parliament buildings, the Peace Tower, now adorned with the Governor General's flag, as it always is when she is on Parliament Hill, representing the Queen. This last week, the government announced that her 5-year appointment, which was due to run out in the next little while, will be extended 1 year, saying the minority government situation called upon experience at Rideau Hall. And so the Clarksons remain, Adrienne Clarkson and John Ralston Saul remain in Rideau Hall for, well, at least another year. Welcome now on Parliament Hill by the Prime Minister, Paul Martin, and his wife, Sheila Martin. Leader of the government in the Senate, Senator Jack Austin. Chief of the Defense Staff, Raynaud. Head of the RCMP, Giuliano Zaccardelli. And this is in the Rotunda area in the Parliament buildings. Beautiful spot. Opens up through the Hall of Honor down to the library, the only part of the buildings that survived the Great Fire of, well, almost 90 years ago now. The Supreme Court justices you see there in the center of your shot, right beneath the throne area. There they are, including the latest two, Louise Charon and Rosalia Bella. Speaker of the Senate.
Monsieur du Bâton Noir, rendez-vous à la Chambre des communes et informez-la que c'est le plaisir de son Excellence
the Governor General of Canada that they attend her immediately in the Senate
à la Chambre du Sénat. Usher of the Black Rod, you will proceed to the House of Commons and acquaint that House that it is the pleasure of Her Excellency the Governor General that they attend her immediately in the Senate chamber.
So the Speaker of the Senate has asked one of the officers of Parliament, this gentleman, who is known as Black Rod, Lieutenant Commander Terence Christopher, retired now from the Canadian Armed Forces. here he's arrived at the main doors. And behind those glass doors, you can see the 38th Parliament, those who have won their seats inside this room after the votes of the people of Canada were counted on June 28th.
Un message de Son Excellence le Gouverneur General. A message from Her Excellency the Governor General.
So Black Rod tells the main officer inside the House of Commons, the Sergeant at Arms, Major General Gus Cloutier, who has performed this role many times over the years.
Mr. Speaker, a message from Her Excellency the Governor General. Mr. Président, un message de Son Excellence la Gouverneure Générale.
Pray le messager, admit the messenger.
It's Peter Milliken, the Speaker of the House of Commons, and he has instructed the Sergeant at Arms to admit the messenger, Black Rod, into the House of Commons. He carries the mace, symbol of authority inside the House of Commons, with him. And will now escort Black Rod down the main hallway, main aisle, to the Speaker. Bit of snickering, a few catcalls from the MPs.
Monsieur le Président, c'est le désir de Son Excellence la Gouverneur Générale que cette honorable Chambre se rende immédiatement auprès d'elle à la Chambre du Sénat. Mr. Speaker, it is the desire of Her Excellency the Governor General of Canada that the honourable members attend her immediately in the Senate chamber.
So Black Rod preparing to exit the House of Commons. With the intention that all MPs, led by the Speaker, will soon follow. And here you'll get your chance to see the class of '04. The latest group of parliamentarians. There you see Stephen Harper, the leader of the official opposition, the center of your picture, flanked by Peter MacKay, former leader of the Conservative Party, who's now the deputy, or former leader of the PC Party, who's now the deputy leader of the Conservative Party. There's Jack Layton, leader of the NDP. Bill Blakey of the NDP, Ed Broadbent, who's now back in the House of Commons. So Black Rod reaches once again the Senate chamber, will now lead the procession inside. The members of the House of Commons can't pass the main bar of the House. You see it there, or the main bar of the Senate. They will form a long, as you can tell, there's not room for 308 people there, but there's enough room to get a fair number in there, headed by the Speaker of the House of Commons, Peter Milliken. So Black Rod heads back to his seat. It'll take a few minutes to get all this organized, get everybody in. Guests in the Senate today include senators like Senator Lowell Murray there just behind you, former leader of the government in the Senate during the Mulrooney years.
Order! Alors!
May it please Your Excellency, the House of Commons has elected me their Speaker, though I am but little able to fulfill the important duties thus assigned to me. If in the performance of those duties I should at any time fall into error, I pray that the fault may be imputed to me and not to the Commons, whose servant I am, and who, through me, the better to enable them to discharge their duty to their Queen and country, humbly claim all their undoubted rights and privileges, especially that they may have freedom of speech in their debates, access to Your Excellency's person at all seasonable times, and that their proceedings may receive from Your Excellency the most favorable construction. Son Excellence le Gouverneur général me charge de vous dire que, ayant pleine confiance dans le loyalisme et l'attachement de la Chambre des communes envers la personne et le gouvernement de Sa Majesté, et ne doutant nullement que ces délibérations seront marquées au point de la sagesse, de la modération et de la prudence qu'elle lui accorde, et en toute occasion saura reconnaître ses privilèges constitutionnels. J'ai également ordre de vous assurer que les communes auront, en toute occasion convenable, libre accès auprès de Son Excellence et que leurs délibérations, ainsi que vos paroles et vos actes seront toujours interprétés par elle à la manière la plus favorable.
The Secretary to the Governor-General is coming forward now to hand the Governor-General the speech from the throne. She bows, returns to her position at the right of the throne.
Honorable members of the Senate, Mesdames et Messieurs les députés, ladies and gentlemen, je tiens à féliciter à la fois les députés qui sont de
congratulate
retour
both the returning members of Parliament as well as the more than 100 who are newly elected as you take up your duties in the House of Commons for this 38th Parliament of Canada. This year, Canadians commemorated the 60th anniversary of D-Day and the landing of Allied forces in Europe, an event that spelled the beginning of the end of the Second World War. Canadian soldiers, sailors, and air crews fought with dogged bravery and were ultimately victorious on Juno Beach that day. Shortly, I will be going to Italy to commemorate the significant campaign in which 6,000 Canadians sacrificed their lives. To me, personally, these commemorations are a symbol of our eternal gratitude and an affirmation that we have not forgotten.